how many people have joined in already?
Yeah.
Wow, right there.
This never is accurate though. When I turn it off, it'll be like 254. I don't know what it is. Hey. I know who that is. 7:44. We have 1 minute. We're going to start right at 7:45.
Well, Jessica, Chief Hackney, since day one, the wee hours of Friday morning, has been involved in this investigation. The voice and the person who has been giving the community updates on just where this investigation is going. Today, a busy day for scores of officers from across the state, checking out ponds, asking questions, looking for any type of clue to find the little boy, Lonzie Barton. But so far, no developments on that front. But here in about 1 minute, we'll get an update on day 3. Just the
Chief Tom Hackney with the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you all for coming out again. Every 12 hours, I come out to you with what I hope to be good information. Time continues, and I don't have a whole lot of new or good information, but I can tell you this much. Since Friday morning at 2:20 a.m., we've had scores of officers, and that's 150 plus officers combing Jacksonville's south side. I've mentioned actually several times that this case is information driven, and I'll take that information from anywhere that I can get it, and that information has led us today to search multiple bodies of water. We still have more bodies of water to do, and bodies of water, I'm telling you, if there's a puddle, we're going to be in it. And there are woods that we're searching. If there's a tree, we're going to be under it. And that will continue until I have no more information that officers can follow up on or detectives can make suggestions of where to search. This case, though, as time progresses, continues to improve. I mentioned this morning as these cases develop, you get technological information and physical evidence that comes back. We get a chance to talk to people we've talked to before. You get extra information. We build these cases person by person, bit of information by bit of information, and that's what's happened today in the last 12 hours since I last spoke to you. We have found additional people that we've talked to, and we've gathered some more information, and we have eliminated some places to search, and we will continue to search those places that we have not eliminated so far. I mentioned this morning, and I asked still, the one thing that will solve this case is by Ruben Ebron cooperating with the police and telling us where Lonzie is. That is the most frustrating part that the 150 plus detectives and officers experience here, is that there is a key to this, the keystone to this case, and this case is building. When I talk about information, I'm talking about the case that we are building against William Ruben Ebron. That case continues to develop. The keystone of that case is the recovery of the body. By eliminating areas, we're getting closer and closer to recovering that body. But I would ask, if people know Ruben, or if people talk to Ruben, visit him in jail, talk to him on the phone, tug on Ruben's heartstrings. The right thing to do is to find Lonzie and put Lonzie back in his mother's arms. Now, time slips, our chances and hope of finding Lonzie alive slip as well. In whatever means that we can, we need to put Lonzie back in his mother's arms. And again, the key to that is Ruben Ebron telling us what we need to know. So if you talk to him, if you visit him in jail, if you know his family, talk to him. Tug on those heartstrings. It's Sunday, and I mentioned this morning, people need to pray. Well, tomorrow's Monday. You can still pray then too. Continue to do so. I continue to do so. I pray for answers, and I pray for a successful resolution. The success of that resolution becomes dimmer and dimmer, but a resolution still is what we pray for. Tomorrow, in addition to the FDLE, the FBI, the Florida Wildlife, Commission, Jacksonville Fire and Rescue Department. We've got additional surrounding counties who have provided assets for us to use, include Baker County, Nassau County, Clay County, St. Johns County, Jax Beach, Neptune Beach, Orange Park Police Department. When we reached out for assets to help us search, we said, can you spare 5 officers and 1 supervisor with them? I said, tell you what we'll do. We'll send you 10 officers and 2 supervisors. The public support for what the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office and 150 plus men and women have been doing it's touched my heart. It's touched my broken heart, though, because again, what we're trying to do is to recover this child and put him back where he belongs. It is trying on these officers. It's hot. It's frustrating. It's tiring. But again, the public outpour, the public support has been overwhelming to us, and the positive comments that we've received. I want to say thanks. We've had several command posts put together, and we've had Bono's Barbecue come out. We've had Firehouse Subs. We had Pizza Hut. We've had citizens drop by Panera Bread to us. It's wonderful, the support that we've had and the positive comments that we've had, and as that continues, it really does. It touches our heart. What we're doing now, we'll continue to do until we have nowhere else to do it. I can take some questions.
Chief Hackney, First Coast News. Quick question. Besides Ebron, the little 5-year-old girl, is she able to be any more helpful, or could you describe her role in this? Because she's the only other eyes and ears at the time. Yeah,
she's as helpful as she can be. And I mentioned this morning that some of what I share with the media, with the public, is only a portion of what we have. I can't and won't and shouldn't go into great detail, but she's helping, and we've talked to her multiple times. But if there's a person associated with this, you can bet your bottom dollar that we've talked to him multiple times. I want to make sure that it's clear that if there's a road to go down here, we're down it. So.
Would you describe Mr. Ebron as obstinate, or just kind of stonewalling and only saying so much and stopping? I guess how would you characterize his behavior?
Yeah. I don't want to taint anything or say anything, but it's just, I know that he knows. He knows that he knows, and he doesn't help. He doesn't. Going part the way, it doesn't put Lonzie back where he belongs.
Larry Sproul, Action News. Jax, you're saying that you guys are trying to recover the body. Is this now a recovery effort instead of a rescue effort?
I hate to use such a fine line there to cut one off from the other. As time just slips away, the chances of anything else other than something just terribly heartbreaking happening with Lonzie, it slips away as well. Not myopic in how we're looking at these things. If there's information that comes in that leads us one way or the other, the information that we've had so far and what we are developing and have developed, it seems to lead us down the road that it's more of a recovery than a rescue.
Ashley Harding with Channel 4. Have you all talked to Ebron again today? Has he said anything you all can use at all that's useful in this investigation?
We've had no contact with him today.
Are you guys still searching? I know you said FWC will come tomorrow. Are you still searching the area off of 295 and Phillips Highway? Is that your main focused area right now?
Right at this very minute, that's our main focus area. Again, it's not as if we just decided to go pick that area because it's got a lot of lakes, it's got a lot of woods. There are things that led us down there. Again, I'm not silly enough to share too much with you. We're down there for a reason. And like I said, if there's a puddle or body of water, we'll be in it or around it. If there's woods and trees, we're under and looking.
Chief, you know the landscape there. How many days conceivably do you think it may take to cover all the bases?
I can see this going well into next week. That's a lot of trees. If you happen to look at an aerial map of that area, there's a lot of trees out there. And I kind of made a tongue-in-cheek comment that I realized I've moved to Minnesota, the land of 1,000 lakes. It's a land of 1,000 retention ponds out there. And I'm telling you, we'll be in them. Those dive team members that we have out there, they have been wet all day from sweat and from being in those ponds.
Could you speak to calls from the public? Are you still getting calls from people with information?
70 some odd tips that we've had so far. If there's a tip, we'll look at it. If there's a place to go as it leads us, we'll go. We've had sightings of what people think to be kids in Louisiana, other states farther west, and we'll get with the child's mom and take a look. That's the kind of thing that is great to see from an investigator standpoint, that people are willing to see something and do something, pick up that phone and share that information with us. I talked yesterday, I believe it was, the time from about 8 o'clock when he was dropping the mother off along the Larimore at her place of business until 2:20 when he calls Friday morning, so it's Thursday night to Friday morning. That orange car is in and around Jacksonville's south side. It's very distinctive. Now we have the car, we've recovered the car and processed the car, and some of that is the evidence that I talk about. But that car was around doing God knows what, to be honest with you. Somebody may have seen that car during that time frame, and that's the only time frame that I'm really concerned about. I try not to throw a wide enough net that if you saw it last Monday, that's awesome. But if it's only between those times, between Thursday night and Friday morning, that's what we care about. Ruben's picture is available to the media, and I'm sure is posted on each one of your websites. That's the guy we're looking for. If you saw what he did, saw where he was, give us a call, help us. Crime Stoppers allows anyone with information to remain anonymous. So if you're worried about your connection to Ruben or his family, call us. If you have talked to Ruben or know something about where Lonzie is, please pick up that phone. Help us out.
Do you guys know how Lonzie may have been acting that night? Was he crying? Was he fussy? Do we know?
Yeah, I do know. But again, some of that is what I won't share. Sorry, but that's, things, what we need close to the chest.
Well, what about the mother? Have you all been in contact with her today? Is she saying anything else? Has she given any indication about making a public plea for information, anything of that sort? How is she doing?
She is working extremely close with investigators here. She is just heartbroken, doesn't know where to turn, doesn't know what to do. Equally as concerned and confused that if her boyfriend would just do the right thing, this would be over and she would have her child back. So, her public plea may not be there. I would ask not to judge her based on that. She has faith in what the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office and its team members are doing, and we certainly appreciate that. But again, I wouldn't judge her too hard on that.
Chief, it may be premature, but at what point do you say, we've exhausted every avenue? I know you haven't come to that yet.
No, I haven't, and I think when we do, we'll know it, but I don't know it yet, and we're not ready to shut that book.
You're asking people to tug on Ebron's heartstrings to get him to talk. Have you been bringing people in to talk to him to try to get him to open up, and who?
I understand there's some legal ramifications to that now that he's in custody and he has an attorney, has counsel. Anybody that we do is really acting as an agent of us and can't do so much. But it's the right thing to do, and I think the general public knows that, and I'm hoping that Ruben knows that. I can certainly bet that his family knows that. But that's what we need ultimately. That's the bottom line. That puts this all where it needs to be.
Any other
Chief,
questions?
your officers have been searching nonstop for the last 3 days. Is this taking a toll on your officers? Is it emotionally, physically at all?
Yes, it has to. I mean, first of all, it's 105 heat index out there. There's bugs and snakes, snapping turtles, and these aren't the best condition that these officers are working in. But we're cops, and this is why we became police officers. This is what we do. This is why we do it. This is what my 24 years of training is based on. Is a case like this, where expertise that our investigators have, that our patrol officers have, that our canine units have, dog units, the FBI folks that are coming in. This is why we do what we do. And if we're tired, if we're hot, if we haven't had enough sleep, we're going to keep going because that's what we need to do. Thank you all for your help, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Thank you.